A ship drifting in the open Atlantic. No signs of a struggle. Food still in the galley, and a child's doll lying on a bunk, but not a single soul aboard. Good evening everybody, and welcome to the Unexplained with Adam. Right, today I'm going to be delving into one of the most enduring sea mysteries of all time, the ghost ship known as the Mary Celeste. When I first came across this case, it was actually when I was a kid. I remember picking up this old library book on unsolved mysteries in our local library. I've been fascinated by it ever since, and this one still fascinates me. So let me just tell you what happened. It was on December 1872. The American merchant ship Mary Celeste set sail from New York to Genoa, Italy, carrying a cargo of industrial alcohol. On board was Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, a 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and a hand-picked crew of 7 experienced sailors. Everything was quite routine. It was calm seas, a solid crew, no signs of obvious trouble. But then, 10 days later, the ship was found adrift by the British brig, the Dea Grata, I think I'm pronouncing that right, about 400 miles east of the Azores. The crew boarded her, and what they found has baffled investigators for over 150 years now. There was just nobody on board. No captain, no crew, no passengers. The lifeboat was missing, but the ship itself, it was completely seaworthy. There were no signs of a struggle. There was no damage from storms, no blood, no distress calls. The cargo was completely intact, but the weirdest of all, there were meals that had been half prepared. There were clothes drying on the rails. Everything was in order, everything except that people were gone. Everyone on board had completely vanished. So what do you guys think happened? Because there's lots of really wild theories out there, and over the years there's been so many put forward. Some are okay, some are sensible, but some are proper out there. There's one what says that it was alcohol fumes. This is probably the most scientific explanation. Some believe that fumes on the alcohol in the cargo might have leaked and caused an explosion or a scare. Not an actual fire, I don't think they meant, but enough of a blowback or smell to panic the crew. The idea was the captain ordered everyone into the lifeboat temporarily until it was safe to return, but then maybe a rope snapped, maybe bad weather hit, maybe they simply just drifted away and were lost forever. It's plausible, but there was no burn damage. Captain Briggs was known to be cautious. Would he really have abandoned the ship without a better reason? Another theory is piracy. And that's quite a popular one, but maybe pirates took them. But again, no loot was stolen, not a single barrel of the alcohol was missing. The valuables were still untouched, and let's face it, pirates usually leave a mess behind, don't they? So this was clean, too clean. Another old theory is mutiny, but again, there's no evidence of this. Captain Briggs was quite a respected man. His crew had no criminal records, there was no blood, no signs of a fight, nothing. It's possible there could have been some sort of natural disaster, something like a water spout or some sort of tornado out to sea, and it would explain the sudden panic, the massive sea pressures and the loud atmospheric disturbances. But again, no hull damage, and it doesn't explain why they didn't come back. Another theory, and then we're now delving into the paranormal, something unexplained. Some say something unnatural took place. Maybe some sort of sea creature, an entity. Some have even linked it to the Bermuda Triangle, but geographically it isn't actually nowhere near the Bermuda Triangle. There's been stories of ships vanishing without a trace that have fueled the imagination. We all know this, we've all heard of ships going missing in the Triangle. But the idea of something pulled them from the deck quietly, like they were never there. I mean, it's eerie, but that sticks with you, don't it? This is what's so good about the Mary Celeste. This mystery has just endured now for over 100 years. But Captain Briggs, he wasn't just some rogue sailor. I mean, he brought his wife and child with him, and that suggests confidence in the voyage. He was a deeply religious man, quite disciplined. Not that he wasn't the kind of man what would make reckless decisions. Whatever happened must have been sudden, and it must have been terrifying. Some scientists have suggested a form of mass hysteria or carbon monoxide poisoning on the ship's hold, and others point out that the lifeboat may have simply been lowered during a drill or in caution and a freak accident left them unable to return. But again, no trace of them was ever found. There was no wreckage, there was no bodies, it was just completely vanished into thin air. And that's what gets me. This wasn't just some old ghost story, I mean, it actually really happened. Official reports were made and the ship was towed back. There was even an inquiry, but no charges, no crimes, just no answer to the mystery whatsoever. The Mary Celeste, it was eventually sold off and renamed several times, and in 1885 it was wrecked and finally it went for good, but the legend lives on, as they say. I mean, I'm not saying anything paranormal happened, but I'm not saying it wasn't either, we just don't know. And this is one of the enduring unexplained mysteries that I've always wanted to delve into more. Some mysteries just hang in the air, don't they? Do you know what I mean, guys? The kind that just keep you up at night, the kind that never get solved, and this is one of them. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is there an explanation for what happened? Was it something human or was it something beyond the realm? If you've got your own theories, or you've ever had a nautical mystery in your family, drop me a message in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. You've been watching The Unexplained with Adam. Stay curious, stay open-minded, and remember, not everything in this world has an explanation.